I don't know what I'm about to see, but the reaction that we've all been waiting for. Gil Arenas came back. They're now back 3 days out of the week. Kenyon Martin had some stuff to say, added on top of what he's already been saying about the Draymond Green stuff. I heard that there's some pushback from Nick Young.
Do you really believe that all those players you listed are better than Draymond Green?
Yeah.
We talking who?
We're talking basketball here, man. Like, so that's what I'm saying.
Show?
Take off the 4 championships, right?
You can't.
Can?
Yes, you can. We're talking about him as a basketball player. We're not talking about the Golden State Warriors.
Can't.
All right? I'm talking here. We're not fucking talking.
No, we can't. Now we
Right?
can't.
Now,
You
and
can-
yes,
now
we
we
are.
can't.
So I did it.
Now we can't.
I did it.
No,
So
you
therefore,
can't.
We can't have hypothetical
so
conversations
therefore,
now.
no, we're not. There's nothing hypothetical about it, right? Listen, stand on his dime, his merit. Absolutely, them dudes better, right? So everybody I named averaged more points for their career, probably other than
Bo Outlaw.
Bo Outlaw and Reggie.
I think Popeye too, but
Pop, whatever.
Dennis Rodman, maybe.
Like I said, for shits and giggles, they were at the end of the list for a reason. And for me to include somebody who I really don't rock with in the list, you know it was right.
you also put stars next to all the names.
Yeah, who I went head to head against, battled in their peak and their prime. A lot of names on that list, right?
Using points to determine who's a better player when we're talking about a defensive-oriented player is crazy to me. There's a bunch of niggas who average more points than Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace also for his career does not average a double-double. And none of you niggas would never ever say this about Ben Wallace. None of you would. None of you would. And that's understandable. You shouldn't do it.
But y'all didn't have no 4s really at the time. No, not that I played against, right? So this was, like I said, he say I've been taking shots at him, right? What shots have I taken on this couch publicly that anybody can point out? When asked a question, I was asked a question,
Yeah.
I answered the way I deemed it, right? He wasn't included in that list. The person that was interviewing me brought his name up. His name never came out my mouth.
You gave a list of players you thought were
Yes,
those guys.
and they asked a rebuttal question to my list. I didn't say his name first. When we were talking on this couch, I praised him for his accomplishments for his career, but like I said, I can name 200 people better at basketball than him. That's not a fucking lie. Tell me when I lied. You the 35th pick for a reason. We're talking about basketball and skill set here. From when you got drafted to now, basketball skill set. We're not talking about your 4 championships. You did that, cool. Absolutely, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about what you stand on. That's what I'm talking about here, right? So for a person that's had more 0-point games in their career than 20-point games, what are we talking about here?
And that's a crazy stat. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a crazy stat. I'm pretty sure that's applicable to Ben Wallace as well. But no one would ever say this about Ben Wallace, bro. The idea that your skill set starts and stops at how many points you can put up. Not even if you're good at it. If we really get into it, a bunch of niggas he named put up points just because they played in an era where coaches were allowing niggas to just take shots, not because you were actually good at putting the ball in the basket. It's a lot of niggas who were not good at putting the ball in the basket. They just got the shots to put the ball in the basket. But it's plenty of you, if we look at your ability to put the ball in the basket outside of 3 feet, 5 feet from the rim, you niggas were shooting like 40-30% on everything else. None of y'all are really scorers. You got the ability to score because there was nobody else on your team to score, but you're not a scorer. So let's get that straight as well. But we're talking about mid on mid. Draymond's success isn't contingent really on his scoring. It's contingent on his defense, like most of y'all are.
You going out there and scoring 0 points 46 times in your career. Only scoring 20 points 44 times. That's what you have done and not done. That ain't me. So underachievement, not so much. Right?
Underachievement is relative to who you are, who you're supposed to be. You comparing your scoring outburst to a second round pick. Like, what are we fucking doing, bro? And apparently, Ben Wallace had 155 games with 0 points, only 4 games with 20 plus points. So there you go, bro. And you would never in your life say that shit to Ben Wallace or about Ben Wallace because you would know it doesn't make sense to talk about points and scoring points when it comes to Ben Wallace. It doesn't.
Me being drafted number 1, right? Certain expectations. You come into the league.
Still on my point.
I got you. No, but you come into the league, right? There's certain expectations you have for your franchise. Within the first 2 years of my career, I was playing in the NBA Finals. leading the team in scoring. There's a very short list of guys that's actually done that. First 2 years of their career to be playing in the NBA Finals. Shout out to my research guru, Mark Gray. Shout out to MG, I'm talking about. So that list of people includes Elgin Baylor, Bill Walton, Kareem, Magic, James Worthy was the number 1 pick on the team that won the championship the year before. Hakeem, they made it to the finals that year, the second year, but the year before that, guess who was the number 1 pick in the draft? Ralph Sampson. So they had
Back to back.
right? Tim Duncan and me. In the last 25 years, you know how many people have done it?
0.
0. So who's underachieving here?
Okay, let's tackle this part. Let me be clear. I don't think Kenyon Martin underachieved because I don't think just because you're a first-round pick, that means you're an underachiever. Being a first-round pick is relative to who was in the draft class. If we're being honest with ourselves, any other draft class, Kenyon Martin would not have been the first overall pick. That's just relative to the draft that you're put to, and Kenyon was selected in a very weak draft. We all know this. We know this already. That's not anything new. But I want people to understand that this is the year in which Kenyon is talking about. Kenyon is talking about a year where he was the leading scorer on his roster, averaging 14.9 points. I want everybody to be fucking serious about something right now. 14.9. And the next player is Jason Kidd with 14.7. And then after that, it's Keith Van Horn with 14.8. The fact that you even dare talk about you were leading anything, averaging 14.9 points. Do you think that's something to even say something about? 14.9 points? Be very mindful. Draymond in 2016 as a third option, as the third best player, as many people like to say, is putting up 14 points. You're telling me that Draymond as a third option is somehow scoring damn near as many points as you as a first option. This is not even a flex. You saying that you were the leading scorer on a team with nobody else who was able to average 15 points or more, that's not a flex. So just like how you were number 1 in that draft class that was weak, you was number 1 on a team of players who couldn't score the basketball. That's not a flex. That's not a flex, bro. Also, Draymond leads his team in rebounds and assists and second in blocks, second in steals. So he leads the team in 2 other statistical categories. So if we're going off of you leading something off of something, Draymond, and I think this is his second year, Draymond in his 4th year in the NBA is already leading a team in both rebounds and assists. So that's 2 categories. And I'm assuming you would also lead this team in 2 categories as well. So I guess both of you niggas rebounding. No, you didn't even lead the team in rebounding. Kenyon Martin, bro, you're bragging about a year where you grabbed 5 rebounds. Man, we got to be serious, bro. We got to be serious, bro. You're bragging about a year where you grabbed 5 rebounds? So Draymond, you didn't lead in assists. You didn't lead in steals. You led in blocks. So kudos to both of y'all. Both of y'all led in 2 different categories. Congrats. But right now on some real shit, we're arguing mid on mid. Your 15 points to his 14 points. It's mid. Neither one of you all were scorers. So what does it even matter? What does this matter?
We're talking numbers and what I did for my team. What I did, not what nobody else helped me do. Second year in the league, came in, did what I'm supposed to do as being the number 1 pick. The next year following that, made it back to the finals at 23 years old. We can keep this thing going, man. So he mentioned defensive player of the years and all defensive teams, right? During my era of people winning defensive player of the year and guys that was on all defensive teams, the people that won it in my era, Ben Wallace, 4 times, Dikembe, KG, Tyson Chandler, Dwight Howard, Ron Artest, Joakim Noah, Mark Gasol, and Kawhi Leonard, and Alonzo Mourning. And I left out one of my teammates, Marcus Camby. In your era.
Some of the names you just listed off, he also was there as well. You named out Tyson Chandler and Kawhi. He won it against Kawhi. Also, I don't even know why you brought up Kawhi. Kawhi's not your era, so that's also nasty. But
there was nothing that you could have did with me, nor one of the power forwards that I named at their peak, at your peak of your career. Nothing that you could have done with none of us. You would have been an afterthought with that skill set. We played in the post where real men played. athleticism, skill set, what I did, what we did as fours in this league, you would have been an afterthought. Nothing you could have did with me, nothing, nor one of these guys that I fucking named on any given night. So what are we talking basketball here? Individual, what you stand on, your merit. And I stand on it, bruh. Like, no, go ask the same people I named that I played against. Go ask them. Go have this conversation. Let's sit in the room. Let's sit in a room and have this power forward conversation with the ones. Go ask Tim. Go ask KG. Go ask Dirk. Go ask Amari. Go ask them. And go ask the younger generation, LaMarcus Aldridge, Al Jeff, go ask them. This is, we're talking numbers and defensive ratings and certain things. You want to mention defense, so go look it up. It is a fact. All-time defensive rating regular season, mine is higher than yours. Playoff, mine is higher than yours.
Oh, fuck, bro. Fuck, bro. He's using the... Fuck! Yours is higher because you played at a point in time where the defensive rating across the league was lower. So that's why your defensive rating is better. Because by this logic, Draymond's offensive rating is better than yours, but you don't think that he's a better offensive player than you. Using defensive rating is dumb. Individual defensive rating does not tell you who's a better defender. If you want to use defensive rating when someone is on the floor versus off the floor, that may work. But blindly using defensive ratings, no, bro. Everyone's defensive rating back then is lower, and everyone's offensive ratings now is higher because of the era that you played in. You would use it relative to what the league average is. And when Draymond is not on the floor for the Golden State Warriors, routinely, they go from the number 1 ranked defense or number 2 ranked defense to an average, if not lower, defensive team. Almost every single time. Every time. So no, bro, no. And as a sidebar, after Kenyon had left, and to be fair, he got older. He was dealing with injuries, so he wasn't the same Kenyon Martin. So I'm not about to sit here and drag it too much. But outside of like a year or two in New Jersey, bro, the Nets were never really a constant like top defensive team after that. And then he left, he went to Denver. And when he went to Denver, they were a good defensive team, but they were not at the top of the league. Draymond has been at the top of the league defensively consistently throughout his career. When I say top of the league, I'm talking about top 5 or better. Even if you want to drop it down to top 10, Draymond, I believe, has led that team to be a top 10 defense for like a decade straight. And it don't matter who's there. Clay can be there, Iggy can be there, Wiggins can be there, or they cannot be there, and it would still be that number. Also, I'm going to just, because I already feel like, all right, because I'm not going to watch this entire thing because he's just about to say some ridiculous stuff. The argument of skill and who you are as a player. Let's be clear. Out of all respects, out of the utmost respect, Kenyon was not this skilled player, bro. He just wasn't. That's not who Kenyon Martin was. Kenyon Martin is a product of a time of basketball where they gave the ball to bigs just because, for the sake of it. That's where Kenyon Martin relied at. Kenyon is talking about my skill and the merit that I stood on. Kenyon was not that. Kenyon was a really, 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 really good athletic guy. Uses athleticism, ran in transition. He got buckets that way. If you told Kenyon Martin to create a shot outside of like 5 feet, it's not what you think it is. So the 2002 season that you're referencing, this is about to get nasty, but it is what it is. In the restricted area, it is 70%. In the paint non-restricted, it's sub 40%. Mid-range, 33%. Top of the key 3, 15%. Kenyon Martin on jump shots, he shot 31.5% on jump shots. Kenyon Martin is not, that's not him. That's just not who you were as a player. And niggas is in my comment section saying, you don't know, bro. I watched Kenyon Martin. That's not who he was as a player, bro. We go in the playoffs. In the restricted area, you went from 70% and it dropped down to 58%. 58. 38 in the paint non-restricted. 33, 34. Bro, anything outside of like 8 feet, even when it's in 8 feet, it's only 53%. We remove that in a regular season. Anything out of 5 feet, 40% or lower. It's not that. 2003, 5 feet, 64%. Everything else outside of 5 feet, 38, 30, 35, 20, 30. Like, bro, it's not that. That's not who you are as a player, bro. Kenyon was not a skill guy. That's not who he was. You were a transition guy. Lobs were thrown your way. You caught them, put back dunks. Look, alley-oops, 96%. Alley-oop layups, 40%. Jump shots, 27%. 27% on jump shots. You are not the guy that we throw the ball to and we want you to create. Kenyon Martin is one of the players, and this is the reason why when like so many people talk about that era of basketball, and they just think because I saw him do it, thus means he's good at it. Kenyon was not good at self-creating. He just wasn't. He did it because that's what coaches did back then, but that wasn't his game.
No, bro, and your praise, if you're such this great defender, and I'm gonna stop. So you're such this great defender in this era of non-defensive people, why don't you have more defensive player of the years? Since you're such this great defender, brother. In this era. The people who...
So the argument now is that he doesn't have enough DPOIs, even though he has more than you, and he has 9 all defensive selections. This is shit I be talking about. It's never enough. It does not matter what someone does. It's never enough. You're so good at defense. Why don't you have more DPOIs?
Known as defenders in my era, Bruce Bowen, Karolinko, these like, look, come on, like we're talking real basketball, man. Like we're talking guys who did it.
So we are.
Of course.
He's not a basketball.
And not to mention, right? All defensive teams. I mean, all NBA teams, right? The simple fact, when I changed conferences in 2004, when I got to the West, the guys that played the position, KG, Dirk, Amari, Tim Duncan, at my position.
This has nothing to do with All-NBA, but it has something to do with All-Stars. I agree with what he's saying. For an All-Star appearance, it was much more difficult at the forward spot to make an All-Star appearance at that point in time in NBA history in the Western Conference. All-NBA is league-wide, so that has, but All-Star, yes. But that's also part of the reason why you made an All-Star. Should I get nasty with this? Because we have to do this now. We have to do this. We got to call a spade, man. Understandably, if you can't make it here. Next year, what was Jermaine O'Neal averaging? Then after that, Jamal Mashburn, what was he averaging? Then after that, Metta World Peace, what was he averaging? So Jermaine O'Neal, as a forward, he didn't average 20 points. He averaged 19 and 10. He still made an All-NBA team. Ron Artest made it averaging 18 and 5. He still made it, though. Jamal Mashburn, he made it averaging 21, but only 5 and 6. He still made it. There was definitely a slot for you to make it. If you wanted to make it, you could have made it, but you just didn't, though. You didn't have to be a 20-point scorer to make it. There are years where you could have made it, bro, but you're just not that good. Now, again, do I think Draymond would have made it? Potentially. Potentially, I think he could have. I also wanted to be clear, though. When Draymond was in the league and he was trying to make all-NBA teams in 2015, the forwards are as followed. LeBron and AD, 25, 6, and 7, 24, 10, and 3. LaMarcus Aldridge and Pau Gasol, 23 and 10, 18 and a half, and 12. And then Blake Griffin at 21, 7 and 5, and then Tim at 14 and 9. That's a low bar. I'll give you that. 2016, when KD plays, it's different. In 2016, to make an All-NBA team, LeBron and then Kawhi. After that, it's KD and then Draymond. And after that, it's Paul George and LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge at 18 points and 8.5 rebounds being the threshold. When he actually made it, that was a threshold. The next year, in 2017, All-NBA, it is Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis, KD, Draymond makes it, and Jimmy Butler, averaging 24, 6, and 5. I agree with him. If Draymond peaked in the early 2010s, I would agree with him. After 2015, it's just as difficult because for the most part, LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, and KD are the 4 that's about to exist for a good portion of the next XYZ amount of years. And then Jimmy Butler has some really good years as well. 2018, LeBron, AD's a center, KD, Giannis, LaMarcus at 23 points, Jimmy, and Paul George. All of them average 20-plus points. All of them are 20-point scorers. Jimmy and PG are 20-point scorers plus defenders. Giannis is 27, 10, and 5. KD and LeBron, self-explanatory. From a points perspective or all-around impact, LaMarcus Aldridge is the lowest threshold, and he's averaging 23, 8.5. And we just went through niggas in your era that put up similar numbers. We go to 2019. It is Giannis. This is when LeBron doesn't make it because he get hurt. Paul George, KD, Kawhi, Blake Griffin. Oh, LeBron still made it 13. 28, 12, and 6. 28, 8, and 4. 26, 6-6, 26, 7-3, 24, 7-5, 27, 8-8. Those are the names that made All-NBA, and he was in the league. These thresholds are very, very similar. I don't think that they're that far off. At the end of the day, the forwards were great back then. The forwards are also great now. The idea is kind of crazy to me. If he was saying guards, if he was saying centers, I would wholeheartedly agree with you. Forwards were great in the 2000s, slipped off a little bit in the early 2010s, but in the later half in the 2010s, where Draymond started to peak and ascend and be in those convos, he was going up against players just as good as some of the names you're naming, if not better. Because LeBron, at his best, is better than every nigga that you just named. KD, at his best, is either just as good, if not better, than every nigga that you name. Giannis, at his best, is just as good, if not better, than every nigga that you named as well. Kawhi, at his best, is just as good, if not better, than any name that you name outside of Tim, KG. But if you were to list off the niggas that you're competing with, after Tim and KG, Amari's great. C-Web, great. Sean Marion, great. All they're great names. Crazy competition compared to the rest of NBA history, without a doubt. Nigga, comparing it to the late 2010s, LeBron, Giannis, KD, Kawhi, that's 4. Any given year, 4 is already locked up. Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, depending on where they want to put him at. Jimmy Butler, Tatum comes along. Both of y'all played in really great really great forward era. That's the reason why that nigga only has 2 All-NBAs, because he couldn't get that shit off. He couldn't keep getting that shit off.
Who is the best power forward in this era that you have to play against? And you only have 2 All-NBAs, which are questionable because team success, not what you did. Questionable All-Stars, not with them numbers.
Again, Kenyon's All-Star is questionable as well, but whatever.
Not with those numbers. All-Star, no. Since we're not finna do this, go look at real, like All-Star, not like numbers from real All-Stars. You're last on the list, my brother, of real All-Stars, because you're not. You're not.
Fuck, man. The reason why this is so annoying is because Kenyon and Draymond's All-Star numbers are damn near the fucking same. God damn. They are basically the same fucking numbers. Like, what are we talking about right now? Okay. Kenyon as an All-Star. 16, 17 points, 9.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 49% from the field, 28% from 3. Okay. Draymond, when he was an All-Star, there's one year where it's real shaky, yeah. This 10-point year. Draymond had an All-Star where he was 14 points, 9.5 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal and a half, a block and a half, 49%, 39% from 3. You put up 16, 17 points. He put up 14 points. Okay. He averaged 9.5 rebounds. You averaged 9.5 rebounds. He has 7 assists to your 2.5. Both of you niggas shot 49%. Nigga, it's the same fucking numbers, dog. Same numbers. And let's also keep it a bean. Your All-Star came from team success as well, because 47 wins back then, sadly enough, was the 3rd best record in the East back then, because there was only 4 teams with an above 500 record. This is the conference that you got an All-Star appearance in. 47 wins was the 3rd best record back then. So if we talking about who getting some off a weak comp, bro, this is a bunch of mid on mid, bro. I don't even know what we arguing right now. It's mid on mid.
He's not last. He's
Nah.
Cal Korver's last.
No, he's not.
That's last. That All-Star's last.
Nah.
Cal Korver's last.
No.
Oh, you're in your position.
But still, if we want to talk All-Stars overall, look, we can bunch them all together. There as well.
Let y'all do that. I'm not gonna let you do that.
And
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
Who's the worst All-Stars with the numbers?
name one.
Your numbers for an All-Star. What's the worst numbers?
Back in the day, they used to have to put bigs in there by positions, right?
Who they put in?
Put big-
Don't do this. It's
Who they
going to
put
work against you.
Who they put in?
No, it's going to work against
But
you.
name, Alan, you said 200.
Who?
Name a big besides KG that could bring the ball up. One of y'all point guards, a skill level. Which one?
Lamar Odom, Chris Webber. There's a couple. I see what he's trying to say.
That could bring a ball up. All right, name,
Nigga, they all
name
did, bro.
50 of them. Name 10.
No, what I'm saying.
Name 10 power forwards that can dribble the ball, go between the legs, and do a handoff full court and run a play. Name it. Name a skill set.
Lamar Odom.
You sound
All
slow.
right, but you ain't naming one.
Can you-
KG.
Antoine
Name
Walker.
two.
KG, everybody.
Antoine Walker.
Antoine Walker.
Boris Diaz, Andre Karolinko.
Now,
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
Yes. No, but what you're saying is
What
that's
is
the
that?
one thing he does. The one thing the other ones did was score. Right?
Okay, dribble and hand the ball off.
And they average 10 plus rebounds.
The
argument is going back to you?
The problem is
They rebound better? They rebound better?
The problem is
What are we talking
We're talking about when you say someone's better. No one thinks about a defensive player. It's always your offensive
That's
ability.
all power forwards.
Right? What I'm saying? No, that's
Oh, what?
What are you talking about? Then what are you talking about?
Name somebody better that could do what he does. Name.
Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman better than Draymond Green?
Come on, he can't dribble the ball. He can't score. He can't rebound and play defense. Let's keep naming them.
So you're saying, but you're only using one thing. No, I can name you 100 people who average 20.
You using one thing. You talking about somebody scoring. There's somebody throwing in the post that scores. There's only about 4 of them that.
I just told you the problem is when someone talks about their talent, you need to stand on your talent as a basketball player. No one talks about defense. So Draymond Green,
you don't talk about defense.
You don't talk about Draymond Green asset is his ability to play defense and create mismatches for others. That's his ability. When we're talking about you got to stand by yourself, we playing whatever, one-on-one, that's how we look at talent. I mean, that's not so.
But it's not a one-on-one sport. It's not a one-on-one sport, though, bro. I don't understand this argument of when we talk about talent, we're talking about in a one-on-one setting. The game, it's not a one-on-one game, though. If we being honest with ourselves, that's the reason why Draymond is more successful than you niggas. That's the reason why. Because he acknowledged that it's not a one-on-one sport. He acknowledged if I'm on a team with Curry and Klay fucking Thompson, what's the point of me saying, oh, I can score 2 and go out there and start taking shots? What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? The reason why Draymond is more successful than a lot of niggas is because he acknowledged that. He acknowledged, hey, I actually am not the best player on the team to create, so let me find another way that makes it easier for the players who are better at scoring the basketball. The problem is back then, from coaching and players, they couldn't acknowledge that. And so now you have Kenyon Martin on the fucking block trying to score on Tim fucking Duncan, shooting 3 for 23 in a finals game. Has the worst finals performance from any volume scorer of all time. That's the result you get. You get a team that's being led by somebody averaging 14.9 points. Instead of him figuring out how can I make it easier for other people to score, because when I touch the ball outside of 5 feet, it only goes in 40% of the time. When he touch it, it goes in 45, 50%. He's shooting 32%, 33, 34% from 3. So let me find a way to help out the teammates who are better at doing this than I am. Not give me the ball in the post because I need to prove I can put the ball in the basket, even if it takes me 15 shots to score 15 points. What are we talking about? And for people who don't know, yes, Kenyon Martin has the worst showing of any volume scorer in finals history. To get to his 88 points, he took 105 shots, got to the free throw line 24 times. He shot 34% from the field as a big. Kenyon Martin in this finals in 6 games had 22 turnovers and 29 fouls. Kenyon Martin in these finals had a 3 for 23 game where he scored 6 points on 23 shots. He took 23 shots and didn't even touch the free throw line. That's crazy. Shout out to Tim fucking Duncan. God damn. Taking 23 shots and not even sniffing the free throw line is crazy. But this is Kenyon Martin. That's Kenyon Martin, bro. Again, we talking about 2 niggas who can't really score anyway. So I don't know what we even talking about. But the reason why Draymond is as successful as he is because he acknowledged, I'm on a team with these 2, so let me figure out a way to contribute without me taking a bunch of shots so I don't go in the finals and have a game where I shoot 3 for 23. Let me figure out a way for me to be impactful. Let me get the ball in my hand. Let me bring it up. Let me initiate offense. Let me pass, because there's no need for me to be shooting the fucking ball with Curry and Klay on the floor. That's the difference. The thing that fucking bothers me is that when it comes to today's players, you can't win. LeBron, if he touched the ball and he dominated, he getting in niggas' ways. He need to adjust. Now all of a sudden, Draymond needs to shoot more shots with Curry and Klay on the fucking floor. What sense does that make? You want somebody to fit in, do what it takes for it to work. Jeez, bro.
No, I get that. I get that. And there's a little bit of both. I get that part. When it comes to his defense,
Yeah. In the defensive era.
he was still making Hall of Fame. Right? If you take away team success, right? So that means when you're talking about team, things you're going to win awards on a team. So that's the championships. That would be first team and all-star. You take those away. He still has 9 defensive. He has steals champ.
He's a Hall of Fame. I'm giving him all
so
that.
He's still a Hall of Famer.
Yes, give him
on
his Hall
that
of
side.
Fame.
No one, you can't question that side. No matter what era it is, the defense is the defense.
I won't take nothing.
The rules changed a little bit for him in his benefit, but rules is rules.
Yes.
Which in our era, it was 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. in 2015, when he wins his first one, it's 2 guards, 3 bigs. So that means 2 centers can make it, 3 centers can make it, 3 forwards can make it, right? You didn't that center, even if he wasn't that good, if there was a power forward, like somebody like Draymond is better than the center, he gets into that. So it helps him in this era.
Gil is now lying. That's not true. He also played in a 2 guard, 2 forward, 1 center era. Now that's a lie. But even if it's not a lie, who gives a fuck? He still played in an era with KD, Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George, Jimmy. He's still playing in an era where there's plenty of forwards. But no, that whole it changed, that didn't change for no All-NBA selections. No, he got on there because of his defense. He got on those teams because of who he was defensively.
But that's just the way it is. Just like they just changed All-NBA, where Embiid lost the MVP. He was runner-up the MVP, but had to play second team because one center is here. So they changed that, so he got a benefit. But in our era, as a power forward, you had to be a scorer. That was the scoring position. So when you say
it was a big.
Like players like Boozer averaged 20, they wasn't all-stars.
But what I'm saying,
he's averaging 20 with that. Elton Brand averaged a double-double. He's like Antoine Jameson averaged a double-double his whole career at the power forward position. Like, so when you're talking about that position was the scoring position. Who else?
It's not top 25 forward.
Of what? Of your skill or we taking your resume?
Of what? We're talking about resume. I mean, it has to go. If it's going to go skill, then yes, you got that. But we're talking about resume. At the end of the day, Draymond Green.
All time.
But Draymond Green
for your era.
No. This is what I'm saying. Draymond Green cannot play this game. We can't play this game by ourselves.
Crazy.
He's not on the top 100.
Who?
The list is out.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't make top 75. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I saw that.
He didn't make top 75. How many bigs you think is on there?
You saying top 25 power forward all
he
time? So
ain't
the list of 75
75.
wouldn't be 25 power forwards on there, right?
It's not. He's not. You want to keep taking up on it?
If we're talking skill set from an
Because he got to your ring, we understand. Because he got to your ring.
If we talking about top 25 power forwards, Draymond is on that list. Draymond's on the top 25 power forward list. I don't know what we arguing. You know what's so crazy? We do the top whatever list all the time. And every single time we do the top whatever list, niggas' resumes come into a factor. And when we figure out who's going to make it or who's not going to make it, we always sit there and say, well, he has rings and now he has to make it over this player. But now all of a sudden, when a nigga has contributed highly to what a team has done in terms of winning basketball games, now all of a sudden that shit just doesn't matter now. Y'all have been saying for years, championships, defense, championship, all that shit. You've been saying it for years. Now all of a sudden, because the rings go to somebody that you don't like, now all of a sudden it don't matter no more. And you know what's so crazy? I am fine with talking about the skill and merit of someone else. Because I've been telling y'all for years, I don't give a fuck about no awards. I don't care about no DPOYs, no all defensive teams, no all-stars, no all-NBAs. And I certainly don't give a fuck about a championship. I care about who you were, how you perform, and the impact that you had on that roster. And I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Kenyon Martin, which I think he knows is not a top 25 player, a top 25 power forward. Draymond Green is. And some nigga that's averaging 20 points like Antoine Jameson in the 2000s because they kept just putting the ball in his hands. Congrats. You got 20, but at what cost? What cost? The nigga that we always used to make fun of every single time back in the day. You know we used to make fun of all the time? Power forward who just put up 20 points? Good old Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker used to get him up. 21 shots to get to 22 points. Congratulations. 39% from the field. 41% from the field. But he getting to 20, so that's all that matters. He can sit there and say at the end of it all, I scored 20. Who gives a fuck? If Draymond took 20 shots, y'all don't think he could get to 20 points? If at the end of the day, that's the bar that you need to have for yourself, if I give you 20 shots, he can't get to 20 points? Fairs. Some of y'all saying no. Sadly, he actually did it already. That's the sad part. The sad part is that Draymond has already done these things. Y'all niggas just don't want to admit it. When he do it, in the playoffs when it actually fucking counted. Not in some regular season rinky-dink game against the Chicago Bulls on Tuesday or the Charlotte Bobcats on Thursday or the Clippers on Friday. Nobody don't give a fuck about that shit. At least that's what I was told. Now all of a sudden, playoff and when you show up and when you don't show up, that's when it matters. Okay.
I don't know what the argument is. But wait. I don't know what the argument is. Hey, BJ, wait. We have to let him go now.
No, what I'm saying is two different arguments.
Get it. But we haven't heard from Nick. Nick has to now. He has the floor to explain instead of just saying no. My guy.
I could just name
No, Nick, we need you to.
Outlaw.
We need to say it. You need to.
Okay, go ahead.
Explain it.
Okay, how about
None of
everybody
y'all
else?
could do what Draymond do.
Take somebody else off the list besides Bo Outlaw that I
What y'all
named.
talking about? Y'all
Name
sound
somebody
crazy.
else off the list that I named.
Just because it don't look good, you don't look how you think it look. Y'all game don't look good neither. Fucking just throwing hook shots at the rim is not good.
It goes
None of these
in.
niggas could bring the ball up.
It goes.
No, it does not go in. And sadly, it does not go in. People like Kenyon and a lot of other people back then, if people want to know what happened to low post players, they died in the 2000s when there was a bunch of niggas who couldn't post up getting post touches. That's what happened. That is when post players died. When there was a bunch of niggas in the post who really couldn't post up and weren't really converting like a Hakeem, like even Carmelo or Barkley, all of them. Fairs, rules changed. Fairs. But that's what happened. Post players died when you niggas got the ball in the post and you shot 3 for 23. That's when they died. Post players died when Antoine Walker was getting 20 shots and could only score 20 points. That's when it died. Post scores died when niggas was making only 30% of their hook shots. That's when it died. And people started to realize I could actually get more points if niggas shot threes. What we learned is if Kenyon anything outside of 8 feet, he only making 35% of the time. Well, fuck, I can find a guard that can shoot 35% on threes and get more points. I can find a guard. That's what happened.
All you could do is just sit there and throw the ball and
Gil,
rebound and dunk.
Gil, would
Niggas
you
do
correct
more.
him? Gil, would you correct him,
What
please?
y'all talking about? Niggas got
Gil.
4 rings.
Gil.
Because the truth of the matter is, there's only 2 scores on the fucking on the set right now. There's 2 scores on the set. 2 scores.
Mine is set.
I want y'all to see who's having the conversation.
Argument is.
I don't want to hear that. Because you didn't correct that nigga.
So,
You see how the 2 niggas who are actual scorers, who actually handled the offense, who actually initiated, who actually had that, who genuinely had that responsibility, and even Nick to an extent as well. You see how these 2 niggas is like, man, what the fuck is we talking about? Even if you want to say Nick is a scorer, Nick is on the other side, really and truly like, bro, what are we talking about? Are we talking about these niggas scoring? Kenyon tried to slide in. He tried to dismiss Draymond's 35 in a game 7 and say, or 32 in a game 7. He said, I did the same thing. I did 35. And he put up 35. Not a game 7, but you put up 35. I'm not. Shout out to Kenyon. He put up 35. If I am not mistaken, 13, that's what I thought. 13 of these points came in the 4th quarter of a game that was already decided. At the end of the day, this is shit that always blows my mind. Draymond, and I said over again, I'm going to keep saying it, Draymond in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs when Curry was not there, in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs and they needed him to score more, he gave them 18 points, bro. 18, 10, and 7. 18, 10, and 7. Then, in the games in which they get to the finals, game 1 of the finals, Draymond scores 16 points. He scores more than Curry, more than Harrison Barnes, more than Clay. The only other person that scores more is Sean Livingston. Next game, Draymond puts up 28 points. That's more than Harrison Barnes, more than Curry, more than Clay, more than Barbosa. Fuck, that's more than LeBron and Kyrie. He's scoring off of open threes. Kenyon Martin is scoring off of lobs and putbacks. Context matters, because y'all niggas gonna see what Kenyon Martin's highlight tape looks like. Since y'all think that Kenyon Martin, I don't know who y'all think. I don't know who the fuck y'all think Kenyon Martin was or what he was doing. This is Kenyon Martin, bro. Transition. There you go. All right, cool. All right, dunk. Another transition. All right, cool. Transition. All right, cool. Yeah. Yamming that motherfucker. Dunk. All right, cool. Oh, he almost got another transition point. All right, cool. Steal. We back out in transition. All right, cool. Transition. All right, cool. All right. God damn. You just told me that Draymond getting wide open threes. What the fuck was that? Wow. Context matters, Lo. All right. Tough look. Shout out to you with that hook shot. Shout out. Shout out to the hook. Dunk. Okay. All right. Transition. Oh, man. Gotta get that. Gotta make sure I get my 35 so 20 years later I can shit on Draymond Green. Absolutely. Let's see how Draymond get his buckets. All right. Draymond. Cut. Easy lay. Shit, that look like a Kenyon Martin shot right there if I seen one. Bro, fuck no. If Draymond score off this, get the fuck out of here. Draymond did that? Draymond did that? Nigga, that shit is so fake. Oh, my God. Oh, no, that shit is fake. Nah, that shit is so fake. Nigga creating like this? Oh, no. Cross RJ to the fucking Baja. Be serious, Draymond. Oh, no. They contesting this nigga's threes. Oh my, bro, be fucking serious. Hey, I don't even need to see no more. Oh, this against the Blazers without Curry. Come on in the post. Oh my word, no way. Man, fuck no. Oh my days. I can't believe we up here talking about whose bag is deeper between Draymond and Kenyon Martin. Nigga, neither one of them. Bro, both of these bags is disgusting. Oh, man. You know what's so nasty, chat? When niggas say that Draymond was just knocking down a bunch of open threes, bro, back in the day, it was a bunch of niggas getting a bunch of open threes, and they couldn't hit to the same degree that Draymond is doing right now. They couldn't do it. Any sense, but let's continue because I know there's a lot more to go.
He was in the backpack with the pillow.
Yeah, so there you go.
He was in the backpack.
Oh, that's my fault.
He's in the backpack with the pillow.
Finna fry you right with it.
4 rings.
Fry you right with it.
4 rings.
Go fry you right with it.
Let me take a shot at me.
Whoa.
Finna fry you right with
You
it.
can't take it. Shit, don't take no shot at me.
Again, none of them would say this about Ben Wallace. That's the thing I don't understand. No one would ever say that Ben Wallace is getting carried by Chauncey Billups. Nobody would ever say that.
When we're making an argument about who's good,
Okay.
you have two different sides.
Okay.
You have sides that put in that work, and you got sides that have team success,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So team success tries to trump people who did it by themselves. That becomes a problem. But we all know as hoopers, if I say, who is the best six man? Who would you take, Manu or Jamal Crawford? Who you take?
I'm going to spoil it a little bit. I actually talked to Gil about this exact same thing. This nigga is tripping out his fucking mind. He is fucking out of his fucking gourd if he thinks that. And I said, I was on the phone and I told him this. Bro, Manu Ginobili, y'all just disrespect Manu. Manu Ginobili is a better basketball player than Jamal Crawford. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Manu specifically where they just think like, I don't understand it. No. Manu Ginobili is a better basketball player.
Well, if we do that.
Okay. Who you taking?
Jordan Cole.
Who you taking?
Got more points than him, right?
Who you taking?
So y'all got 6 rings.
Who
You
you
can't do
taking?
6
I
rings.
just want to ask you a
LeBron.
question. Who
You
you
can't
taking?
do 6 rings.
I
LeBron.
might lean towards Blue Will, but that's me personally.
Okay, who you
can't
taking?
do that.
Jamal
You
Crawford,
can't
who you
pick when
taking?
you wanna do
Jamal
points.
Crawford, who you taking?
You can't pick when you
I'm
want to
asking you a question.
You guys
I
can't
just
pick when
asked
you
you a
want to do
question.
points.
Who would you take between
6 rings.
Jamal
6
Crawford
rings.
and Manu?
I'm going 6 rings.
I don't know who got 6 rings. You're talking about Jordan and Kobe?
I'm just saying. Y'all pick and choose when y'all
I'm
want to do
asking you a
points.
question.
Hey, so Gil,
I'm asking you a question. Who would you pick,
Hey, so Gil,
Jamal
let me ask you this.
Crawford or Manu Ginobili?
Hey, Gil, let me ask you this. So like when we're talking about comparing
So
players,
the fact that you didn't answer it, it lets you know
No,
when we talk about
Because we're just going
who
by
is a better basketball player.
you could be a better basketball player. Doesn't mean you're the better basketball player for this fucking team.
We're not talking
That's what
about
I'm saying.
teams. We took
Yeah,
away
but that's what the
teams.
game
Wait,
is.
hold
We're
on,
always
hold
talking
on.
about individual. First of all, motherfucker, we don't play by ourselves.
Let me ask y'all this.
What?
Hold on,
Fucking
hold on,
people on
hold
the
on.
fucking court. Okay, so you
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I actually I said this to Gil as well. That Manu Ginobili, Lou Will, and Jamal Crawford shit, no, bro. Manu Ginobili is a better player than all of them. Better defender, better passer, better shooter. If because you think they're better because they put the ball between their legs a little fancier than Manu does, by all means, have at it. But Manu Ginobili, thinking that Manu just benefits from the system that is the San Antonio Spurs when he was out there frying the Detroit Pistons. Manu was frying the Pistons. The idea that Manu was just out there, like, what are we talking about? Then Gil, he asked me something along the lines of like, when was anybody ever scouting against Manu? I don't know. I wasn't in the league. I do know, however, Doc Rivers, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett literally said they were scouting for that nigga, though. There's been a coach, a DPOY, and a champion who all said they were scouting for him. One of the greatest defensive teams in the last 30, 40 years, one of the greatest defensive teams ever, straight up said, we were scouting for him.
You gotta do your fucking job. At the end of the day, if you put
Hold on, well, Brandon, let's do this then, since that's the case. Let's do this.
The greatest of all time in that game.
I don't know. Is he? I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on, let's do this then, Brandon.
I don't know.
So since we
I don't know.
Let's do this. So we take hypotheticals, right?
If you want to say it.
We like hypotheticals. Everybody like hypotheticals.
I just asked the question.
Let's do this, Brandon. So let's do this. Put Draymond Green on my Nets team.
I did that.
I don't like.
I did that. I did that this morning.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm telling you no.
Put you on the Warriors team. Do they win 4?
No.
I'm asking. No, I'm asking.
Yes. More than
Okay.
Hell
No, they fucking do not.
no, man.
Would you rather play?
See, Draymond not here to answer that. Okay, put the Warriors in y'all era. Do they go to the finals in y'all era? The Warriors go to the finals fucking 4 times. They went twice, and motherfucking Detroit went back to back. So how the fuck you gonna tell me that Golden State team with KD ain't going to the finals in y'all era?
and KD.
He played on that team. Okay, well, pick him before. Pick him
Get
before.
that far yet?
But this is what I'm saying. What are you talking about?
You feel like that 2016
We're talking about
team did not have
hypothetical. I don't like hypothetical.
Okay, let's not do it then.
Okay, yeah.
Well, let's take
Because Draymond has to go with his team, just like Kenyon. Kenyon has to go with the Nets.
Cool.
Right?
Leave me on my team and do what I did.
Right. And
put
then
him on
Draymond
his team or put him back on his team. Yes,
and y'all got to match
his
up.
skill set is what it is. It's still what it is.
At the end of the day, who's wins though?
His skill set is what it is.
That was
But that's the point of the game.
That's called moving the goalpost.
How is that called moving the
I can
goalpost?
tell you why. Can I tell you
And what do
why?
you think Draymond gonna have?
Let me tell you why.
You think Draymond gonna have all zeros? That's all I'm asking. You're not gonna have all zeros.
He only explained the criteria of the conversation. The criteria of the
He might have all
conversation.
0 because he's had more 0-point games than he has.
Look, the criteria of the conversation.
So he's done that already.
individuals.
He's already done that.
Is when we're having the conversation of who is
He's already
better.
done that.
A player.
Who is the better player?
Who's the better player?
Manu has said who's a better team.
Remember, Manu has 4 rings. Everybody just named Jamal Crawford because we know he's a better player individually.
You talking about offense?
Yes.
We talking about when it comes down to.
overall.
I'm taking.
But you didn't. You didn't.
I'm taking them now. I'm taking
Brandon, that's
Ginobili.
Switch's
I'm taking
selection. Of course,
Ginobili.
now.
Yeah, Ginobili been playing the pro since 16, and you seen what he did with his time.
They were both 6-man and one won 3 times.
And one was in the 4th quarter every time making the big fucking plays. Stop playing around. Don't do that, lefty.
But you didn't.
Don't do that.
No point of spazzing out when I asked you.
I'm not spazzing out. I'm just saying you're trying
You
to.
had a hard time answering it.
Can I ask you?
Answering it now. It should have been no thought there.
Oh, it's just because he likes Jamal.
I do like Jamal. I don't have a problem, but
Well, you like Draymond as a friend.
What did you have to know how to do?
Yeah, you wearing his jersey.
It's my dog.
That's your dog. I just said that. He's your friend.
Yeah, these niggas is yelling at each other. Hold on, what the fuck?
Right? I was at Marcellus. He's right
Didn't wrong.
in this moment of, like I said, rage. Right? I was at Marcellus asked me a question on their podcast about guys that I consider tough. I didn't mention him. I didn't say his name. Marcellus did. That's how it started.
Okay.
He came and said, I've been taking shots at him, constantly taking shots at him, so he refrained from responding until now, which I still
Low, and Kobe doing work, they pan to Manu, and he said, that's a bad boy right there. I have so much respect for his game. Fantastic 2-guard. I enjoy playing against him. Tough.
didn't take a shot at you. I gave my honest opinion that I feel what things that you've done to people have been calculated.
Right. Okay.
And dude, that wasn't his response.
Okay.
He took it personal.
He
Okay.
took it that I was an underachiever.
Okay.
So therefore,
Okay.
now we go in the mud.
I personally believe Draymond took offense to it because you said before that you could list off 20, 200, or how many other power forwards better than Draymond. That's where that started. I don't think he cares too much about being called a fake tough guy. I think the fake tough guy was a cherry on top, and that was the thing that he wanted to react to. But when he says that you've been taking shots, he's referring to all the other things in which you said. But we'll continue.
Now we're in the mud, right?
Yeah.
So now we're slinging mud. So let's sling mud,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
I'm with it. I kept it hoop. Everything I said is facts. We ain't got to say shit hypothetical.
All right,
I give him his credit where his credit is due. He has 4 championships. He will be in the Hall of Fame. Yes. But like I said, with my 27 minutes, can you stand on your own brick?
Yeah.
Can that brick too heavy for you to carry? When them boys was out, what did you do? When Steph and Clay was out, what did you do? Shot 41% from the field. You was the 12th leading scorer on that team. There was guys on that list that I couldn't even think about naming, right? What you do, line me and you up our careers at our highest peak of your career. Even after surgery, 2 microfracture surgeries, patella surgery, right? This is me. Your numbers and something still ain't better than mine. 3 major surgeries that would have took anybody in this era out. In my era, would have took them out. 3, 2 microfractures. Most people done after 1. I had 2. Numbers still better than yours.
I was done.
Right,
So therefore, what I stand on is my career. What I did when that ball went up, go ask my fucking peers what they think about Kenyon Martin. Go ask them. The hell night in and night out. People want to scoring average was this. You never did this and you never did that. Go ask them when that motherfucking ball went up.
Y'all should have did the who's the toughest, man.
I hear you.
I never said.
All right, so let me address that point. And this is probably going to be it because the rest of it is the idea, because effectively he's just saying, I score more points. Again, congrats to Kenyon Martin. You scored more points in large part because you were on teams that didn't have offensive players as good as Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So congrats. Like if that's the bar, if that's the bar that you wanna land on, that's cool, bro. That's cool. I think that it's very silly to sit here and to say I'm gonna stand on my merit as a quote unquote scorer when you're comparing yourself to Draymond when you're not really a scorer either. Like neither one of y'all are scorers, okay? But that's cool. It's like again asking Bruce Bowen to score, or asking Ben Wallace to score, or to ask Dikembe Mutombo to score. Like that's like I guess we all know the impact is on the defensive side of the floor. It's not about how many points you score. Congrats, you're a better scorer than Draymond. And when the brick got heavy, I guess you want to say you scored more points. Okay, I guess. In that same tone, though, the reason why this shit doesn't work, because you talking about when the brick got heavy, what did you do? Because in regular season play, when the man was in his 30s, he only played 43 games that season as well. He didn't score as many points as you think that he should have scored. Cool. But the brick is much heavier in the postseason. Way heavier. And in the postseason, when it mattered the most, Draymond answered the call numerous times. To say that the brick got heavy for me Draymond was a second-round pick. David Lee and Andrew Bogut were in and out. They needed a second-round pick in his rookie season to go out there and start a playoff game. That's a pretty heavy fucking brick, bro. In his second year as a second rounder, trying to break the rotation, trying to go out there and make the team, because he don't even know if he's going to make the team or not, because there's a power forward in front of him in the name of David Lee. Bogut gets hurt. They need somebody else to go out there and get him some playing time. They start running small ball lineups. And when the brick got heavy, and we already did this, but when the brick got heavy in game 6 of this first round playoffs, he went out there, he got you 14 points as a second rounder. David Lee got you 8. In the very next game, in a game 7, that brick real heavy, Draymond Green got you 24 fucking points. David Lee got you 13. So, when the brick got heavy, you talking about regular season play. Congrats. You put up 20 points, 15 points on 15 shots in regular season play. But when they needed Draymond the most, when he was trying to make a roster spot, when he was trying to prove that I belong in the league, that's what he did. And in the very next season, he goes from a fringe starter, only 12 games, to a full-on starter in the NBA. And then they go on to make it to the finals and win a championship. And in a closeout game in the finals, they told him to go defend LeBron. And he did it better than anybody else on that team. Don't give a fuck what the narratives tell you about Iguodala. Draymond in the finals was the best defender on LeBron. Go look it up. Go watch the footage. The brick got heavy. That nigga showed up. The very next year, they go 73-9, and they need to go make the finals. Curry gets hurt in the first 2 rounds. The brick is heavy as fuck. They still get to the conference finals. They get to the finals. Curry's still hurt. He outscoring everybody on his team and even games, even on the fucking Cavs. The brick got heavy, and he showed up. If you want to argue that your brick was heavy in regular season play, I guess so, because it was never anticipated or expected of you to win anything. So sure, the heaviest your brick was in regular season play, that nigga brick was mad heavy in the postseason. When shit actually fucking matters. Congrats. Congrats. You put up 20 points on 20 shots. You put up 15 points on 15 shot attempts and got to the free throw line 5 times. If that's the brick that you want to stand on, it's stepped on. That brick is stepped on. It done got baby powder in that motherfucker. Ain't that, bro? That's some weak shit. That's a weak brick. That nigga Draymond was giving you pure cocaine, my nigga. In Game 7 of the finals. Straight crack in the first 2 rounds. Nah, bro. We talking about regular season performances, and you standing 10 toes on what? What are we talking about? You stood 10 toes on your 15 shot attempts to get 15 points? I again, and I'm not even saying Kenyon not a better scorer. He is. But we're not talking about this when it comes to the Dikembe Mutombo, Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace. The Dennis Rodman finished his career 7 points. But no one talks about Dennis Rodman about that, bro. I'm not gonna watch the rest because I think that's it. Unless it's something. Oh wait, no, it's the you had a top 5 point guard and you lost. Hold on, we gotta get to that.
I'm just saying. Hey, we gonna sit here and act like
we talking about what I made and what I didn't win.
Act like we don't talk about your boy on this couch.
Is he the reason you got that ring?
Yeah, I did. And you the reason you ain't got one. You the reason you ain't got one. Nigga got more rings than everybody in your draft. He got more than everybody in your draft.
I stand on mine.
Let's stand on the draft. Number 1 draft, his draft was ass. Draymond came out. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. If we want to talk about shit, let's talk about shit.
We're talking real shit.
Yeah, let's talk about shit.
What Kenyon did.
Jason Kidd carried your ass up there. You didn't help.
Who let the team score? I didn't carry anything when I let the
You had a
team score.
top 5 point guard. He had a top 5 point guard.
When?
He won. He got the job done.
For 4 years.
Yes, he got the job done.
For 4 years.
Let's keep it real.
I played with J.K.
No, this is actually much worse than I thought it was. Kenyon Martin is telling me that he doesn't think he got carried. Kenyon Martin, you got carried, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? You got carried. You got carried. What the fuck are we talking about? What? You got carried. Now all of a sudden, because you average, my nigga, Nigga, we gotta be, bro. Come on. What are we talking about, bro? You got carried. Nigga, you standing 10 toes on regular season shit, nigga. The playoffs started and a real nigga showed up and averaged 20 and 10. Fucking we talk. He averaged 20 points and 9 assists and 8 rebounds. That nigga, when the playoffs started, J-Kid grabbed more rebounds than you, got more assists than you, and scored more points than you, got more steals than you. You didn't even lead in blocks, my nigga. You gotta stop. And you was a forward, and you shooting 42. He's shooting. Y'all damn near shooting the same percentage from the field. Matter of fact, fuck it, on 2-pointers, cause really his 3-point percentage dropped here on 2-pointers. This nigga is making 49% of his twos. You making 43. Are we serious? We talking about backpacks, nigga. You lived in it. You was one of the first. You was in that motherfucker. You zipped the bag up behind you. What are you talking about? You was cozy in that motherfucker, bro. What are we talking about? How the fuck, bro? Bro. I'm actually floored. I'm perplexed. This nigga must not fuck with Jason Kidd. There's no way that Kidd led that team in points, rebounds, assists, steals. And the difference between you and him as a forward and a guard is 41.5 and 42.5. 1% difference. Nigga, you lived in the backpack. What are we talking about? And again, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of disappointed. Kenyon Martin is talking about regular season play, and Kenyon, please stop. You're talking about you led this team in scoring with 0.1 point difference. Keith Van Horn and Jason Kidd play 82 and 81 games. You play 73. What are we talking about? No, bro. You got carried. And it's okay. It's okay. The nigga that finished second in MVP, All NBA, and first team All Defense is the nigga that carried you. His name was Jason Kidd.
I played with that kid for 3 years, actually.
And you should have did what I did.
I played with
you wanted to be scoring. You
wanted to be scoring. I did my job.
Goddamn, obviously
I did my job, nigga.
They got rid of you. So
I did my job, nigga. I got paid. No, they didn't get rid of me, nigga. I got paid.
I'm just saying.
I got paid to do it at a high level.
I'm just saying.
Have you ever been a top free agent? No. Have you ever led your team? No.
Well, you wasn't.
Have you did no?
You wasn't a top.
Have you no?
They came and got me.
Have you no?
They came and got me.
Have you no?
They came and got me.
Off the corner, nigga. Off the corner.
I did my job.
Off the corner,
nigga.
Came and got you off the corner.
He did.
Off the corner.
Well, speaking of that,
Came and got you off the corner.
What are you even
with
arguing?
him?
You're
trying to take up for his boy.
What are you arguing about?
You're trying to take up for his boy, nigga. I mean, Gil.
I'm not gonna let nobody
trying to take up for his boy.
Nigga down like he ain't.
You're trying to take up for his boy.
Hold on, you never said talk like this for me. You never stood talk like this.
Also, as a sidebar, he said that he never led his team in scoring. That's a lie. Nick Young led his team in scoring with 17.4 points. So he led his team in scoring more points than you. So that's a lie. Nick Young has actually led his team in scoring. Since we're just so fucking perplexed about niggas leading teams in scoring, because that's the Kenyon Martin. I am so, and he did the exact same thing you did by 0.1 point. I am genuinely, the irony actually, it's over Gil Arenas too. I am actually floored, and I'm kind of disappointed because I never expected Kenyon Martin to even if you're trolling, because I do think Kenyon is kind of trolling a little bit. I never expected Kenyon to this is how I'm going to prove myself as a better player, because there was a point in my career where I averaged 0.1 more point than someone else. And so that way I can say I led my team or I didn't get carried. Wow. And and there's gonna be a bunch of people in the comment section telling me about this and that and the third. Y'all cannot sit here and tell me that this right here does not. This is a bit disappointing. This is a bit disappointing.
No, I knew that shit was coming. That far.
Nigga, you make this
Let him take it. Swaggy, is that a Draymond Green jersey?
Hey, who else had 23?
Mitch Richmond. Did he?
That's a Mitch Richmond.
Swaggy,
Y'all didn't name a big
is that a Draymond Green?
Yeah. Hey, man.
Is that a CJ Watson, mate? We talked about Swaggy defending Draymond. This might be why, so let's talk about it. So Draymond also addressed another subject on his show,
let's get to this.
going at some members of our couch for questioning the contributions of Swaggy P to the.
You know, a couple guys who tries to attack Nick Young about his NBA championship is this. I know you guys don't understand what it means to win an NBA championship. So in an NBA championship, you have your guys who has to deliver. Me, Stephen.
Okay, he dragging this one. I ain't gonna hold you. He dragging on this. Let's just be honest. He dragging on this.
Ain't no comparing.
No, they said I was supposed to do what you did, swing a series, right? So when the leading scorer is supposed to swing the series? I'm asking.
But did Kenyon ever lead the scoring? I guess he didn't because he didn't lead. You weren't a lead scorer. I'm not even about to look it up. This is a nasty argument. Draymond loses this one. This is dumb. Nick Young wasn't even that integral to them swinging a series. He wasn't like Dwight Howard. I'm not about to sit here and waste my time defending that. That's just a dumb argument. And Kenyon Martin, without a doubt, played a much larger role to their success than Nick Young. I'm not about to sit here and argue that. This is dumb. That's just a dumb argument from Draymond. We're not about to sit here and talk about this.
Is that what I helped win series. I helped put foot to ass in series. Playoffs overall. Yes,
The whole
Nick.
season, you led the team scoring?
Yes, Nick.
And what was that, 20 or something?
No, 10. 10 points. Average 10 points. More than 8. What your man average.
Wait, what? What they saying? Whoa, what? Bro, I know we not. Bro, we talking about 10-point series.
I'm talking
10 points. 10 points. Facts, Nick. Nick swept them in their house 35 on. He been a swing player in the series. No. Closeout games in the series. Nick swept them in their house 35 on their floor, 35-13 on their floor. Who's swinging what?
You led the team scoring?
Yes.
Go. It's facts,
Well, how
Nick.
much you average?
It's facts, Nick.
How much?
Can I ask you
What does it matter? It could have been 10, Nick. 10 points, Nick.
I don't think it was 10.
I led us to scoring with 10 points, Nick.
I'm just saying.
Nah, he don't want to say it. He don't want to say the number. He does not want to say the number because he know it's a weak fucking number. He don't want to say it because he know if he say it, it's crazy.
10 points.
Me throwing this around.
It's facts.
You saying it to me like
I'm saying it to the world because it's facts. You can go look it up.
saying it to me like
the world. You can go look it
I
up.
just want to know how much.
You can go look it up. 10 points. 10 points.
Gil got the answer on his phone, but he don't want to say it. Gil has been looking at the answer for the last 20 minutes, and he don't want to say it. Gil is trying to worry if he gonna make a business decision or not. Gil is dead ass he know the answer. He prepared for this. He is looking at the answer as we speak, and he don't want to say it.
In the finals when we lost to the Lakers, I averaged 22, led the team in scoring.
I'm talking about overall.
In the playoffs overall. Yes,
The whole
Nick.
season, you led the team scoring?
Yes, Nick.
And what was that, 20 or something?
No, 10. 10 points. Average 10 points. More than 8. What your man average. He averaged 8 for his career. So
Gil got the answer on his phone. Oh my God.
average 10.
I did too.
Yeah.
In my short period of time. So you got to it.
And this
15 to 25 minutes, I looked at the stats.
This is a horrible father move that I'm finna make, right? But I didn't have this kind of information before when I first did it. Like, we're talking about individual, like what you do on the. Never mind.
Don't do it.
Never mind.
Don't do it.
Never mind.
Can't we all just get along?
Whoa, what? Oh no, this is about to get nasty, chat. No. Hold on.
Never mind.
Can't
Like I said.
we all just download the Underdog app and use promo code?
No.
You get $100 bonus entry when we play our first $5 win or lose?
I'm looking for when you
Can we all
swung the series. I'm trying to figure out when you hit the shot.
Yeah, so
I just want to step first. Give me pick 'em.
You ain't been in the game.
So like Nick, this was never about you. You know what I'm saying?
About you, bitch.
Like, so I don't want people to miss the shooting over. Yes, but guess what? Guess what, Nick? I get the same motherfucking love and respect when I walk down the motherfucking street as if I got 5, 4, 5, 6 of them bitches. Cause guess what?
There's a difference between.
No, you don't. Oh, man. Saying that you get the same type of love that Curry, Clay, and Dre do in the Bay, that is not that. Now, that is that's ridiculous. Now that is ridiculous. No, you do not. No, you don't.
Guess what?
Having them.
I stand on what the motherfucking I did, dog. I walk down the street proud.
But you act like this man or anybody else gonna stand on what they did.
Cool, they can. I'm talking about me and him.
That's what I'm saying.
Me and him. Individual, not like, yes. Like, people want to keep talking about what? Cool.
Yeah, I get it.
Give him his flowers, please do.
And clear up the fact that I had your see, you did. You gonna fuck around and find out.
What?
No, you didn't. It was the day when I said Draymond was top 20 and y'all was naming everybody. Don't say y'all.
Yeah.
You said Elton Brand.
It better.
And you did.
He knew he averaged a double-double.
That had nothing to do with him saying we've been bullying you about your championship.
Yep.
I have always been on your side when you was representing the corner boy.
Nick.
He knew
who the fuck he was talking to. Elton Brand better.
He did not mention the names who may or may not
have 20 people better at the power forward position better than Draymond.
Yes, it is. I named him. And some.
Somebody can average 14
and some
99. Let me know.
Who?
15.99 like Draymond.
When?
All-Star is
when?
First year he made All-Star. Almost
that's one.
The only one I question is probably Dennis Rodman. That's about it.
When?
That's always been my question. Dennis Rodman.
But no.
Because they're kind of like, that's the only one. That's the only one I'm a question.
No, they're in the same category. Their skill level.
And they never averaged double-figure rebounds. So this is what I'm saying.
Dennis Rodman averaged
You're supposed to need this.
13 rebounds a game. But he never averaged 8 assists. He can't average.
I know. But I'm just saying they kind of give me the same type of game. That's the only one I question. Other than that, I ain't.
Name a power forward. Y'all talking about buckets. Name a power forward. You know why power forwards don't average 8 assists?
I forgot about it.
Because they don't pass the ball.
Because they throwing the ball to score.
They're throwing it in the rim. They're not throwing it to 30. They're not throwing the ball to number 30. They're throwing it in the rim.
Nick.
Again. This is such a nasty argument, but David Lee was on the team, and he had 30 on the floor, and he didn't average 7-8 assists. David Lee was there, and he didn't average 7-8 assists, bro. He just didn't do it. Kuminga is trying to fit in right now. He can't do that. He can't.
Draymond,
shoot it.
But we don't use these basketball for everybody else that we talk about when it comes to comparing people. We don't do that for LeBron to Jordan, Kobe to Jordan. But when Draymond, it's about offense. Because you try to take away everything he won, his defensive players, his all-stars, his championship, his all-defensive teams. But you want to talk about something, you know that everybody know he don't fucking score. But you point out that one thing, but you try to discredit everything he does. Yes, it is. You name it. Come on, man, let's stop.
That's what I said. What is it? The fact that this man got more 0-point games in his career than 20-point games.
But he also got games where he had 12 steals, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, and fucking 0 points. So that's different. Nobody else in y'all ever did that. Who did that?
I'm done. I'm tapping out. I'm gonna say this. Unless there's something else that y'all, because they are deflecting, and this is the reason why. The reason why these are problematic convos is because every single time we get into what someone did or didn't do, the immediate default is I'm going to take away what this nigga accomplished, and then I'm only going to harp on the thing that I think that he's the worst at in comparison to someone else. So I know Jordan has more all defensive teams than LeBron, so I'm going to talk about defense then. I know he has less championships than LeBron, so I'm going to talk about championships then. That's what we talking about. If we talking about Curry, I know he don't have a Finals MVP, so that's what I'm going to talk about. Even though we all know that he was the best player in 2015, he don't have no Finals MVP, so that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to stand on. Kobe, before he won with Powell in 2009 and 2010, he ain't got no Finals MVP, so that's what I'm going to stand. That's the way I'm going to shit on him, because he don't have no Finals MVP. KG ain't got no DPOY. Tim Duncan, no DPOY. That's what I'm going to stand on until KG won in 2008. Tim Duncan never won. So y'all just stand on whatever they don't do and don't talk about the things that they actually do bring to the table, and then don't try to equate that to the value that someone else has. Because I'm going to just be honest with you, bro. If you think that Draymond couldn't score XYZ amount of points, I don't understand how. I didn't get carried because I didn't get carried to the finals because in the regular season, I averaged 0.2 more points than the person who actually carried me, and Jason Kidd. But then when the playoffs started, Jason Kidd led the team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and he damn near shot better than me from the field, even though he's shooting threes and he's a guard. But congrats. I'm actually kind of disappointed, bro.